Over, and Devon Malcolm is the bowler. Amir Sohail is taking strike. There are no runs on the board yet.
Vacant third man area and the first runs. That's Amir Sohail's strength. He can work the ball off his legs once he's picked the line up. The over, and this hasn't been really a good start for Chris Lewis.
Well, no, it's a fairly innocuous medium-paced delivery that's beautifully picked off his hip, little flick. Just to give you an idea of how quick England feel this pitch is and bouncing. Everybody is from, if you take a line at point to square leg,
good shot, no need to move for that. Full half volley, and injured finger or no, Ramires doesn't miss those. Well, on the up that, and that's a real overseas shot, because it wasn't a half volley. He wasn't forward initially, but decided there was a lot of open spaces there, and he went for it.
Well, it's a Caribbean back foot shot, this. Full face of the bat, in the middle, and that's all that counts. It went for 4.
Well, we had the stroke from Ramesh Raju in the last over off the back foot. That's an equally good one off the front from Amir Sohail. A change in the bowling. Tim Munton just to come on with the Stretford end. Match debut for Tim Munton, so you could bet your life, although he has rather a calm exterior, that his heart will be pounding a bit. He's already seen Chris Lewis start off with a wide in his first over. Now here's the big tester. Well, he started with a 4, so it won't have boosted his confidence at all, but it'll do wonders for Amir Sohail. Well, there's a good shot. Not much of a ball, but laid his ears back and hammered that away between point and cover. Well, there's good timing. Ball free, the leg spinner. Night watchman and very good fielder.
You see, that's really just a matter of turning the ball. Pace it comes on the bat, it goes away very quickly. But good piece of fielding by Salisbury. That won't do him any harm. Selectors like to see this. A good return back.
Didn't get that completely off the middle of the bat, but it's still beaten the fielder without the slightest trouble. Very fast part of the outfield.
And that's beautiful. I'm not sure whether there was a hand to that at gully. Mike Atherton was there, but it beats Tim Munton at third man. It's 4 runs. Ramires perhaps playing the ball into the ground a little more than he would like to have done, but 4 runs. Oh, no, that's a healthy sound on the bat. Eased into that, hardly put any force into it at all. 10 runs off the over. Most effective partnership now building up. 83 runs these two have put on.
It's interesting to see that Ramesh Raju scored his 42 of only 44 deliveries.
It's well bowled, but the edge flies away down fine, and that's 4 more runs.
Well, that's what happens. I mean, Graham Gooch taken off the slip because the run's flowing freely.
Well, he just took his life in his hands and got away with it. Could have been a top edge to the keeper, but he's first to 50. And we're only in the 21st over, and that stroke brings up the 100 as well.
Yes, I don't think he got this off the middle of the bat. He's been playing very well. He got on the front foot.
More runs. Beautiful shot, because just the face of the bat, and well timed, and as good a way to get to 50 as you could see. Oh, we're back to the new ball bowler, Devon Malcolm. He's the one who's been brought on. Oh, that's the best ball that Devon Malcolm's bowled this morning, and he's given him. Umpire Palmer's given him out. Rameez looked very surprised. Perhaps he thought it was pad or thigh and not inside edge. It was one umpire Palmer thought about, and that's the end of Rameez, and a magnificent innings from him. He got 54, and Pakistan 115 for 1.
Well, there's no way anybody 100 yards away where I am can tell whether he's got an inside edge on this. I mean, you really have to be close to the play. Certainly wasn't LBW, he's outside off stump. The umpire did signal that he was given out, caught behind.
Salisbury now to Asif Mushtaba. That pad man in there looks to be of somewhat limited value at this stage, because if he wants the man to drive, he could do with the man back in the ring. And if he'd been in the ring, perhaps that wouldn't have got through.
Well, you're right, Jack. I think the man on the offside should be on the leg side for a baton pad that goes to the leg side, because he's throwing it up there outside off stump. Is Salisbury. He's encouraging the left-hander to drive through the covers, and Robin Smith's in grave danger of getting a serious knock.
Salisbury now to Amir Sohail. So the two batsmen have picked up from where they left off in the pre-lunch session. 137 for 1 now. Beautiful stroke. There's no great swing of the bat there. It was just a superb piece of timing. Beautiful stroke again. First it was Amir Sohail, then Asif Mushtaba in this over. Glorious strokes away on the offside. There he goes. The outfield is fast. Timing has been good. And the fielding needs to be as brilliant as that if Pakistan are to be kept down from absolute mayhem out there. Brian Johnston, who turned 80 last week, known to audiences all around the world. Very well struck. Looked as though he picked it too. Just that little bit too short.
Yes, I don't think it mattered whether it was Gould, Legger or anything there. In fact, it was probably a top spinner. It was still going over mid-wicket.
Tim Munton from the Warwick Road end.
Yeah, once again, in length, halfway down the pitch, and Tim Munton's not really quick enough to bowl down there. He's got to make the batsman be looking to come forward.
In the air, and that's past Gower, and it's a big chase down at square leg. Now, did that go over or not? It was sort of head-high passing Gower, and he made a lunge to his left.
Seeing on the slow motion, it wasn't, but the way he went for it, one felt that it was close to him.
Oh, dear. That's a cracking shot. You can see the extra bit of bottom hand going into that. What I have noticed during the day that this pitch doesn't require any specific footwork. A lot of players are just ambling into line and wafting the bat at it.
Both Asif Mushtaba and Amir Sohail, since they got together at 115, have managed to pick up runs freely.
So here we have Amir Sohail on 99. Tim Munton around the wickets. No problem. That's a splendid century completed by Amir Sohail. Gower eventually cuts it off, but the 200 comes up at the same time. That's the first century by a Pakistan cricketer in a test match at Old Trafford. Full of lovely strokes and some of his own invention.
Beautifully bowled, and I think you've got to say that that was Russell's. It has to be when it's going that in between them, that far wide of Slip's right hand.
Well, I think Jack Russell looks as if he's going to go for it and then stops halfway. He starts to turn, and I think you've got to go for it, the keeper, as Jack Bannister says. Those big gloves, you've got the safest pair of hands, or certainly should have. Wicketkeeper must not only go for it, he must want it badly when you've got gloves on.
And that's the end of Tim Munton's spell, an unlucky one, and sixth bowler for England, Graham Hick. And a couple there, and that'll bring up Asif Mushtaba's 50. Sohail running the third for him. Good unselfish play, that completes his 50.
That's a beautiful stroke. Lovely square drive. Nothing all that much wrong with the ball from Graham Hick, but it was placed to perfection.
Well, the only thing you could possibly say was it was a little bit wide. He's got his field set with extra couple of mid-wicket straight and mid-off and mid-on, and so he's got a ball very, very straight, and he did give it a little bit of width there.
241 for 1, 126 to Amir Sohail, 57 to Asif Mushtaba. He's taken straight to Lewis. Gone. Second wicket down. Lewis strikes. Michael Atherton takes the catch on his return to Test match cricket. 241 for 2 now, and Mushtaba is out for 57.
Well, I think it's going to take something like this. Basically a long up, wide, give it a good crack, but didn't quite get on top of it, and Atherton took a comfortable catch there at backup point. But no real great case of the bowler there. Halfway down the pitch, didn't do anything, but didn't quite keep it down.
The crowd are Gary Lineker, Will Carling, Ray Illingworth, just wondering when he's on next. There goes Javed. That's a lovely shot, and really the pace of this outfield, considering it was underwater on Tuesday evening, is remarkable.
It's a beautiful shot because the they have that fielder in front for Javed, Salimidov, and this ball pitching up to Javed, fully in control of that shot, piercing the offside field and picking up 4 runs.
Really has decided to try and hit Salisbury out of the attack, and of course it was Salisbury who got him out at Lord's.
Well, I'm sure that's what he has got on his mind, because earlier on in the innings, today also, Javed almost played a very similar stroke, but the ball didn't bounce as much as it did at Lord's, and he got away with it. And I think now he has decided that the best way to get out of trouble facing Salisbury is to attack, and he's picked up 2 fours, although this last shot wasn't really a perfectly timed one, but he got enough force behind it to clear the fielder, picking up 4 more runs.
That's another very good shot. That was a beautiful piece of timing and placement.
That certainly was a far better shot, and this time Javed making absolutely sure that not only he kept the ball on the ground but also placed it well, and that's what he's capable of. He doesn't really have to take unnecessary risk, and here the ball pitching up right at the middle stump, but Javed turning the wrist, picking up 4 runs. Again, 12 runs of the over so far, and Pakistan certainly racing towards a big score.
And another one.
Well, 4 fours in all different shots, and except for the one in which he had lifted the ball over the top of mid-on, mid-wicket, the other 3 were perfectly executed all along the ground, and this certainly will force Graham Gooch to change his field, and he is taking out the close-in catcher and putting him halfway to between mid-off and Salimidov.
And again, 5 fours in 6 deliveries. It's a wonderful piece of batsmanship.
And certainly 4 out of those 5 boundaries that he hit were magnificent shots, all properly executed, perfectly timed, right on top of the pitch of the ball, and playing them to perfection.
Lovely shot. Footwork made it. Almost a predetermined stroke. It's a hard lesson for young Salisbury. Oh, that's a wonderful shot. Really, Sohail now is going from strength to strength. It's his 22nd boundary.
That's eased away. Gower chases, and Alex Stewart runs around from fine leg. It'll probably beat them both, and it does. The outfield has been hard and fast, and the balls hit firmly into spaces. Have usually gone. That's typical of the shot we've seen from Amir Sohail throughout the day. He just leaned onto those overpitched balls, and it's very appropriate that his 150 comes up in that style. Congratulations from the captain. My word, he says it's an easy game. But it has been today. .151 of 217 balls, 22 fours. Crack. Well, he's just not missed anything that's been overpitched. Puts his nose well over it. Short clipping drive. No great flourish or follow through, just very effective meat at the bat and the ball. change of ends then for Ian Salisbury. He tried bowling round the wicket to the left-handed bat and over the wicket, and he's going over this time. He plays that well. Finer and finer, and that'll beat Stewart 4 runs. That is typical Javed Miandad. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. So nimble, so quick to get at the pitch of the ball. Absolutely where he wanted it to go.
Yes, the use of the feet made the shot. Glides effortlessly. Lovely full swing of the bat. Very straight going through the line that he's hitting extra cover.
Hardly have noticed Javed Miandad out there. He's just been pushing the ball around, except for that 20 for 1 Salisbury over. There's that front foot flailing bat I was talking about. Almost as the bowler is bringing over his arm now, Amir Sohail's front foot is going down the pitch. There it is again. You often hear people talk about batsmen having problems when they're elevated from, say, County Cricket or Sheffield Shield up to international standard, because they get so many fewer poor deliveries. Bowlers have a similar problem in that they're up against much better batsmen. They must make certain they don't bowl anything loose. Amir Sohail has taken care of that.
Shaking his head in wonderment, but there was nothing wrong with that delivery. Didn't really get to the pitch of it, he had to reach for it. He made pretty good contact.
Century partnership between Amir Sohail and Javed Miandad. This is Gooch bowling to Javed Miandad. That'll be 4, and more frustration for Gooch and his England team.
Well, it's a fine shot to bring up the 350. Salisbury chased it all the way, got his foot on it, but just took it over with him.
A good shot. But a cracking stroke. He just waited on that. Timed it perfectly through the onside. There's nothing wrong with the ball from Gooch.
Amir Sohail in his 3rd Test match on 199. 6 fielders to save the single. Well, it was a no ball, and he's got there in the grand manner anyway. balcony is saluted, his captain embraces him. That's been a wonderful innings, and the crowd, only a small one, but they're giving him generous applause. I see if you won't see a better innings from an opener than that.
Certainly not, and I think richly deserved the applause that he is receiving from the crowd, from the balcony that we showed, and the embrace that he received from his captain batting at the other end. Amir Sohail, 200 not out, deserves every applause that he's receiving.
Chris Lewis has had 3 spells, and none of them particularly lively, and nowhere near the pace or penetration he showed at Lord's. And he's had really almost an anonymous day as a bowler. Hasn't really settled into his job at all today.
And that can be said of almost all the English bowlers, because none of them managed to get a decent line in length.
Oh, well, Lewis has there. He struck, and that's the end of Amir Sohail. Possibly an inside edge, a ball of full length, and the off stump's gone. The end of a wonderful innings. 205, and what a reception he'll get.
I'm sure he'll get a tremendous reception, but he will be disappointed getting out just before the close with only 4 overs to go. And I'm sure he'll be a disappointed man in spite of the fact that he has scored a double century for his team and took the team to the total of 378. But with just 4 overs to go and with the prospect of new ball being taken, I'm sure he'll be disappointed. But it's a magnificent innings from Amir Sohail. He scored 205, and there we see the dressing room giving him a standing ovation. And the good thing to say is that even the all of England team standing together, clapping, and a remarkably good innings.
Ball at the second over. No runs have been added to the overnight score, and Devon Malcolm is the bowler coming into Javed Miandad.
Well, that's 4. It's interesting because Chris Lewis was in the gully, but very square. And Gower was square cover, so it must have gone from the narrowest of gaps.
Yes, so even though the outfield was underwater yesterday, still playing pretty quickly.
Great shot. First runs of the day from Wayne Khan, and couldn't be better ones. Seems rather a sad comment that you have your opening bowler with almost a new ball in his hand, bowling to a night watchman, and has to fall back on that 2 men on the deep square leg boundary trap idea. But what happens then, you make a farce of it. And so you bowl it over the batsman's head, over the keeper's head, and off for 4.
Completely wasted delivery, banged him very, very short, only about 3 yards from his own feet. I don't think Tony Gregg could have reached that, let alone Jack Russell.
It's taken on Munton's arm this time, and that is excellent running between the wickets. Didn't bother looking as he turned. He reckoned he could beat Munton, even though the fielder was picking up as he turned. And there he goes. Last over, he had Javed Miandad fending the ball outside off stump. He's tried him again, and the Pakistan captain has just smashed him away past point. Morning, Jeff Boycott.
Morning, everybody. I think this is symptomatic of England's bowling this morning. Too short for me. I know it's a bouncy pitch, a bit of pace in it. It tends to encourage the bowlers to want to knock the ball in short.
And he's got Javed, just 12 short of his century, and Tim Munton takes his first Test match wicket. Graham Hicks, very safe pair of hands, has done the trick, and that is very, very welcome for England. A lot of runs for Pakistan, 428, but the 4th wicket now is down.
Yes, and he's looked so much in control as Javid Miandad. Composed, playing his shots, making singles and twos, whatever he wanted. And it comes as just a touch of a surprise. But the ball was good, it's the length, it's the line, it's really right in the corridor, just outside off stump. Just holds its line, doesn't really do very much. So a bit of patience by Tim Munton. Again, you see, just drawing the batsman forward, getting him in two minds as whether to carry on playing forward. Decides to come back. And in that split second of changing his mind, Javid Miandad got out.
Coming back. That's out. Well bowled by Malcolm. And finally, night watchman Moin Khan goes. Caught by David Gower. And an intelligent piece of bowling from Devon Malcolm. Wasn't a bouncer as such, but dug it in and tempted the hook. False stroke it was. And the second wicket of the morning for England. See, the ball's dug in. It's not a bouncer as such. Now, just watch David Gower here. Plenty of time to take it really close to the chest, but in the end, out there. So, whether you've played one test or 115 of them, nothing ever comes too easily. Whatever he looks like now.
And Inzamam ul Haq coming in now with the scoreboard reading 432 for 5.
Expansive shot there from Salim Malik, and the first real bit of width and fullness of length has been given by Munton. Munton had only conceded 2 runs in his first 4 overs.
And instead they were sort of trying to come in charged and bowl shots and fast and wide. And here Salim Malik, well, we all know how good a batsman he is, and this time when the ball over-pitched, going straight through and well composed, playing that shot and picking up 4 more runs for Pakistan. 450 coming up for Pakistan.
After doing so much good work this morning, starting to sprawl it a little bit. First a half volley and then trying to compensate, overdoing it. He knows it.
Yes, and I think that goes to lack of experience, really, because Salim Malik is a very good batsman. There's no doubt about it. And after bowling one bad ball, you cannot go and sort of give him another one, especially the field that he has got. And the way he has been bowling, he has beaten him quite a few times this morning. And then to present it with 2 bad balls to a batsman of his class is obviously asking for trouble.
Well, it was nicely timed, but you would have thought the bowler would have got something on that.
That's right. I mean, the bowler should have tried to stop it, but at the same time, look at the composure of this young batsman.
A couple there for Inzamam. Beautiful stroke. Hasn't really got it going so far today, Inzamam ul Haq, but it was a lovely shot.
Devon Malcolm trying the full-length delivery after the bouncer, but Inzamam was up to that. Lovely shot, foot forward, perfectly positioned. That's just about a perfect finish to a shot there. Left elbow nice and high. No falling over or anything. Perfect position.
exactly what you would expect to be stroke played to a half-pace loosener. First ball of a new spell from Lewis. Just rolled his arm over, only just.
Yes, I think Salim Malik was almost on his front foot before he bowled there. Ready to take advantage of anything a little bit loose. Not easy for a bowler to come back. You've been stood around for half an hour in this cold wind. Stiffen up. It takes a couple of days to get loose. Salim Malik taking full advantage of that loosener.
To the naked eye, it looked as though that was one of the more difficult chances one would see at any level of cricket. It's back a fair way, Michael Atherton.
Yes, it bounced a little bit higher. Couldn't quite keep it down. He couldn't really put that down as a chance. He was full stretch to his left. Cold day, the ball going very quickly. Well, it'd have been a marvellous effort if he'd caught that.
And getting it. I think Chris Lewis has really settled into this test match yet, Geoffrey. He's a sort of cricketer who's essentially a confidence cricketer, and things need to go for him, don't they?
Well, I won't disagree with that, but I'm afraid that if he's going to be a really top test match cricketer, he's going to have to perform on days when he doesn't feel too well or his rhythm's not too good.
Something because he's bowled well in this match. His only regret is that there's been a necessity for him to bowl, but that's the end of Salim Malik, and a ball nipping back may have been off the bat, encouraged the Pakistan dressing room. 6th wicket to fall, 492 for 6.
Well, yes, he has deserved that, Graham Gooch, and he's paid the penalty of Salim Malik, trying to be a little clever, getting on the front foot, trying to run it down to third man, and the ball nipping back a bit. So you're watching it on that front foot, then he opens the face, tries to run it away, and it's come back and hit the top of off stump, off the middle.
That might be out, and is Graham Gooch. Get Malcolm, it's been a real mixture of an over, but he's run in pretty well in this spell. He's bowled in lively fashion, and Inzamam, looking to get on with it, in fact, has got out, and a nice catch from Gooch.
Yes, I said many times, a quick bowler's got to have 2 out of 3 things. He's got pace, he's got length, and he's got direction. And if Devon Malcolm can get pace and direction, then you can get away with it. And on that occasion, he got that. Slightly short. Inzamam going for the drive off the back foot. Didn't quite get across to it. Shoulder of the bat, straightforward catch to Gooch, but he'll be relieved to catch that because he's dropped quite a few lately, Graham Gooch, at slip. So he'll be very relieved to hang on to that. Nothing like catching 1 or 2 to give you some confidence. They're very, very difficult to assess.
Brilliant by Russell, absolutely brilliant. And he's another one who's had a mixed day, but made no mistake there. And Gooch gets another wicket, and Pakistan 497 for 8. And the 2 batsmen who did so much to win that last test match, Wasim Akram and Waqar Younis, a partnership of nothing this time. Wasim goes.
Yes, now you see the advantage of something like Russell standing up to Gooch, which I think they should do all the time. Stands back many times, but I think it should always puts a lot of pressure on the batsman. You get the half volley down the leg side for the stumping. There you just see that little bit of a drag look, and he's gone. A good stumping, but it was a straightforward one. The ball was outside off stump, good length, he'd see it all the way, straight into his hand, stump high, and whilst it was good stumping, it was one you would expect him to take.
chance. Well, this is one of the problems with a wicketkeeper standing up. First slip tends to go a little wider. What an over from Gooch that was. Got the wicket and could well have had another.
So I think slip's got to be a bit wide there. You look how far his left foot is outside the return crease. That's a genuine edge, and he can't even reach it, diving full length to his left.
Well, suddenly it's all different, and wickets tumbling, the bowling looking menacing, but all too late. And if the weather and conditions do allow the Pakistan bowlers loose on this pitch, I think we're in for a very lively last 2 or 3 hours of the day. Mushtaq gone for the big hit. This may well be out, and is good catch. And Gooch, third wicket, the end of the over. And Pakistan now 505 for 9. In fact, that is the end of the Pakistan innings. It looks as though the declaration has come, and Javed Miandad has decided to try and see what inroads he can make into the England top batting.
And that certainly has given Pakistan and Javed Miandad the opportunity to go for early breakthroughs. 505 for 9. It's a great scorecard, dominated by Amir Sohail. Today, Javed Miandad very good with his 88. Moin Khan, the night watchman, 15. Salim Malik, 34. Inzamam, 26. But the main thing was when Javed would be able to declare. He made the point at 505. Bowling figures for England. Gooch was the most sensible bowler. Used the seam and swung the ball as well. 3 for 39. 18 overs and 2 maidens for him. The other 3 bowlers used today. Malcolm, 3 for 117. Lewis, 2 for 90. And Munton 1 for 112, and Munton bowled much better today than on the day when he made his debut. So the situation as England went out to bat and faced that target of 505, the follow-on figure, incidentally, 306. Amir Sohail 205, and Gooch 3 for 39, Lewis 2 for 90. So real problems there for the England batsmen. We join play now. The second ball of the first over. Wasim Akram is the bowler. Graham Gooch is taking strike, and no runs so far have been wiped off. 4 runs to the England captain. Having got rid of the left-arm pace of Wasim Akram, the England batsmen now have to face the right-arm speed of Waqar Younis. Beautiful stroke. So where Stewart left off his earlier innings in this series. Beautifully timed.
That was a great shot, and those are the first runs off the bat since England came out to resume their innings. In the 4th over, and only the single no ball before that, this shot. But this is Stewart again at his very best. Dropped him. Now, not a difficult catch, and Wasim Akram was down level with the batsman almost in anticipation, because that wasn't a sharp catch. It was an outside edge, the pace taken off it. It arrived low, and these should be taken. First delivery to get, but he's got 4 for it. That could have gone anywhere. And really, Stewart is getting quite a working over from both bowlers.
Well, this is why Wasim Akram wanted to get a ball or two at Alex Stewart. Just bounced a bit. This is what happens when you're facing a bowler for the first time. You're just not quite sure as an opening batsman how to play the ball, how much it's going to bounce.
Well, nothing's going right for Wasim Akram. Squared Stewart up, took the outside edge.
He is such a dangerous bowler around the wicket as well, and it's a different line. It's just something different for the batsman to contend with.
There it is. Inzamama's got it this time, and that is very well bowled. One of the rare occasions the ball has been up to bring the batsman into the forward stroke, to make it play off the front foot, and it has paid dividends.
Yes, that's right. What happens is the fast bowlers pepper you. They get you on the back foot so often that when they pitch it up like this, it's very difficult to transfer your weight so quickly. See, Alex Stewart never really gets that far forward. It is difficult. Beautiful catch, especially after having dropped one. You're quite nervous when you've shelled one out, but he caught this easily. See, Alec never really gets that left foot too far forward. It is difficult. Well, that is a neat catch.
Michael Atherton making his comeback to Test cricket. I can think of better times to do it. And Moin Khan has taken the catch. Michael Atherton goes without scoring. Wasim Akram has 2 in the 1 over. That was neither back nor forward. And suddenly the Pakistan pace bowlers are finding their target.
Wasim Akram is rampant. He's bowled some beautiful deliveries, short balls, quick balls. This is a fairly goodish length delivery that just leaves Michael Atherton on the angle. That's the advantage of bowling left arm over. It's pitching on, slanting away. It's always going across him.
Robin Smith, the new batsman.
This is Aqib Javed. Just a little nudge, enough to send the ball racing away for 4 more runs. Dropped him. The second chance down off the edge of Graham Gooch's bat. Salim Malik. And that should have been caught.
Yes, no slip catches are really easy, but well, that's as comfortable as you'll probably get one. Nice height. Who's trying to play a shot off the back foot and straight in, more or less waist high. Even had a second attempt, and the bowler's certainly not too pleased either.
No, he wouldn't be at all happy with that. And
First runs in the outfield quicker than it was on Saturday, 4 runs. Quite an impressive sighter from Wasim Akram there. A little bit of movement. Well, a bowling change already. We've got Aqib Javed replacing Waqar Younis once he'd finished his over. Robin Smith quickly onto that. Hostile delivery, and this really has been a super over. Easily the best of the morning. That gets Graham Gooch to 50. Oh, that is a terrific delivery. He's looked away as though perhaps he thought there was a bit of bat on it, but nailed him absolutely plumb. It didn't get forward at all. Aqib Javid strikes, and England now 93 for 3. A lot of applause. It's not for Robin Smith, it's for that man David Gower. What a reception, and his first ball back for England will be bowled by his Hampshire colleague of last year, Aqib Javid. Well, it's one way to get off the mark. It wasn't the way he was aiming. Now that's right out of the middle. Got everything: footwork, timing, and sheer elegance.
There we go. We dropped him. Same old script. And it always goes for 4. But that was a very bad miss by Pakistan. Aqib Javid is a real speedster, and the ball went quite slowly. It was in the air a long time going to slip.
Well, the only thing you could say in defence, really, if slips are down, he had to get quite a long way. It was above head high.
It's Salim Malik at first slip, and he was the man who put down Graham Gooch. Little nudge, he shouts catch, but it's flown away off Gower's bat. He gives it a little flip on the onside. Well, he always has done. He's now 30. And that's it. So, David Gower passes Geoffrey Boycott's run aggregate in an England Test career. Warm applause all the way around, and England teammates standing, applause from the field as well. Runs elegantly acquired this morning, not without the traditional Gower risk. And they're still intent on testing David Gower with faster bowling. Waqar Younis comes on from the city end. Beautifully played. Terrific clatter as the ball strikes the perimeter advertising.
Almost as though he expected it. Certainly dealt with it very well. 50 for David Gower, and a word in his ear from Graham Gooch. Keep his head down. Keep concentrating. Oh, what a good catch. Well, Gower is staying there. Inzamam is on his way because he's damaged his hand. Umpire Shepherd
And that will be
has not made a move. Didn't completely look as though it carried. That may be why he's damaged his finger. If his ball has bounced, we can get a better view of it here. Yes, it's hit the ground. It's damaged his finger. There's no doubt about that.
Waqar Younis certainly inducing that shot from David Gower with a ball that just left him, and unfortunately for him and for Pakistan, it didn't carry all the way. And I feel that David Gower was right, waiting for the umpire's decision.
That's good stroke from Gooch.
think Mushtaq here bowling shorter and quicker, which is not what really he should be doing. And I'm sure that Javed Miandad is encouraging him to bowl a little bit slower, take his time, and try and get the ball to turn by giving it more air, which at the moment he's not doing.
That's a lovely shot. As good as anything he's played this morning. Oh, that's out. Gooch has been given. He stood there, but it was a wave down the leg side. It was a nothing shot, in fact. In the end, he may well have been trying to leave it. And disappointment for Gooch, but he's gone, caught down the leg side off Waqar Younis. He's gone for 78. And now the innings back in the balance at 186 for 4. Wonderful session for the crowd. They've seen England crashing on. Just like that. 4 more.
Here's Wasim Akram. The third man, 4 runs. The 106 needed to allow England to avoid the follow-on. 200 just up for England. And it's Wasim Akram now. Moin Khan, and that is the 5th wicket down. That'll be disappointment for David Gower and triumph for Wasim Akram. He's broken through, and England still deep in trouble. 73 for David Gower, a splendid knock, and he will be disappointed with that dismissal.
David Gower once again showing here that if the ball is there, he sort of plays this shot, and he has got over 8,000 runs playing in a similar fashion. He hasn't changed at all, and it's just that this time, in fact, he didn't middle it.
That is quite possibly one of the shots of the ball.
And the ball wins, but, well, I think Waqar Younis will wish he was in a position other than mid-off where the bowler can look at him and have a word with him, because that was not a great piece of fielding.
Nice shot, but Waqar Younis having a bit of problem there getting down.
That was short enough for Graham Hick to do that too. It's one of his strengths. Now, if Hick's got the confidence to do that, Aqib Javed back on. Oh, it's bowled in. Terrific delivery. May well have moved back, but Graham Hick, feet nowhere. And that's the end of that. Ball by Aqib Javed for 22.
Well, I certainly think Aqib Javed's deserved this. He's bowled very well without much luck. And again, that was a good delivery. It set off angling in and then just held up from leg. What a great sight for the bowler. The middle one completely removed.
Jubilant supporters as Jack Russell comes to the wicket. It was a no ball, but Russell didn't know an awful lot about it. Now that might be out. Ennis tried to avoid it. In the end, did nothing. And now England in deep trouble. And what an over from Aqib Javid. 2 wickets in it, and Russell goes for 4. Well, caught in no man's land. Once you decide to leave it, you must get the hands out of the way. He didn't. New batsman Ian Salisbury, and he did a good job at Lord's as night watchman.
That's a good clip. It looks like a good save too. Asif Mushtaba, who was a deep square leg. That's a good shot. Beautifully played. That's the first time that Chris Lewis has looked really composed about playing the shot. He's flashed the bat of the ball.
And there's 4 more at the follow on, and no one will ever know how it was made. It will appear in the scorebook as the 4 that took Chris Lewis to within 2 of his half-century. And that shout of shot came from Chris Lewis as a fine stroke from Ian Salisbury. It's good cricket from this pair. The 300 is up for the loss of 7 wickets. 306 the cut-off point for the follow-on. Discernible shout there from Lewis, but you can bet your life there was a wonderful feeling of elation, because not only has he brought up his personal milestone of a half-century against Pakistan, but he has taken England past the moment where they may have been asked to follow on. Now it's Waqar Younis.
See, this is good cricket from Salisbury. He's a well-organised tail-ender. As Railingworth said, he gets behind the quicks, and therefore he's in position, if he gets a half-volley, to do something with it. Out! And from round the wicket, he's done it again, straightening the ball up, tempting Lewis into the drive. And that's the end of a fine innings from Chris Lewis. Owen Khan's 4th victim. Wasim Akram strikes, and now England 315 for 8. Well, England's immediate future in the hands of 2 tyros there, Tim Munton and Ian Salisbury.
They're all reflective. What might have been if they hadn't dropped 4 chances. And 3 more there. Up to 4.
It's down now. They've had a long day. It's going to be even longer unless they can get 2 more wickets. They're a bowler short, and it's being hot out there, and there is Ian Salisbury's 50. There is 50. There's the England players, and Tim Munton giving him a handshake. Wasim Akram has got so much ability to move the ball from any sort of length run. And that's the end of it. He's got his wicket. A relieved upstretched arms from Wasim Akram. And the end of Salisbury, and that's been a splendid innings. 379 for 9. The Old Trafford crowd will give him a huge reception.
5 wickets for Wasim Akram.
Now that is a waste. That is a fairly inexplicably senseless piece of bowling. He's got a pretty expansive pickup, but the flourish at the end of this shot . Well, I just wonder whether the umpire Palmer's having a word with Aqib Javid. He's indicated that there's too much short stuff in there, and the relative skills of the batsmen have to be taken into account. And this is not a pleasant ending to the day's play.
Well, certainly it's senseless at this stage of the game, but at the same time I feel that that particular delivery wasn't short enough.
No ball called, so the over is taking some while. Now umpire Palmer and umpire Shepherd are exchanging words.
I think that has been a warning given to Palmer, given by Palmer to Aqib Javid.
And again, short of a length, but nothing exceptional in that to umpire Palmer. It's the end of well, an over that was full of incident. Some of it not too pretty. Well, this is an unfortunate incident, and one that undoubtedly will bring in the international referee, which is Conrad Hunt. But the end of play will not necessarily mean the end of the day for these players after what we saw.
And did Gowley with a slower ball. What could be more fitting? So triumph in the end for Aqib Javid, who picked up Devon Malcolm for just 4. A good effort from Tim Munton, 25 not out. And an outstanding effort from England in general terms. Gooch 78 and Gower 73, dropped at 15. And in the process going past Geoffrey Boycott's record. Hick 22, a valuable partnership between Hick and Lewis Lewis batted splendidly. It's the best innings I've seen him play in the context of a test match. The bowling figures for Pakistan, it was a frustrating day for them. They missed those 4 chances, and with that went the possibility of making England follow on, and also went their opportunity of victory. Wasim Akram 5 for 128 from 36 overs and 4 maidens. Waqar Younis 32 over 6 maidens, 1 for 96. Aqib Javid 21.4 overs, 1 maiden, 4 for 100, but a frustrating day for him. And Mushtaq was ill-used today by his skipper, I thought. 10 overs, 1 maiden, none for 50. I thought he could have been bowled much more into the breeze from the Warwick Road end. That's the situation of the match at the close of play on the 4th day. Pakistan 505 for 9 declared, with Amir Sohail is 205. That does seem a long time ago. And England 390 all out just after 6 o'clock on this 4th day. Now, in the course of that innings, David Gower went past Geoffrey Boycott's record. This is the way the table of test run getters looks now. David Gower on top. These are the England players taking strike, and 1 run is on the board.
Out. And Amar Sahel finding out just the ups and downs of Test cricket, a double 100 in 1 innings, followed by a single in the next. Yes, everything went right for him in the first innings. Whenever he played one of these strokes, it flashed away to the boundary. And this is just the difference. No 2 days are alike.
The England captain will be looking for a pretty good performance from Chris Lewis.
Well, this is easily Chris Lewis's best spell of the match. Ironically enough, when at the moment there's not too much in the match, but he's certainly hitting top form.
Yes, he's got the line so good and the length outside off stump, and Hick and Gooch at slip going down, half trying to get a catch, but the ball not carrying, and it beating both of them after it bounced and going to the boundary. It's a bit of bad luck for Chris Lewis, but it's best that the slips always look to go for the catch and rather than think about saving runs.
Lovely shot.
Well, Asif Mushtaba didn't quite time that.
This is really stirring stuff, because Pakistan have been in a little bit of trouble this morning. They lost that early wicket.
Well, he's given this a good old whack. Short ball, good pitch, high bounce. And he's taking it right at the top of the bounce.
Four more.
Well, this was a model victory for Devon Malcolm. Lovely length, nice pace, thick outside edge, but it did go down and quickly to the boundary.
Shot there by Ramesh Raja. I mean, short of a length, a little bit wide, but certainly beautifully dispatched. Right on top of it, cracked away just behind square. Very attractive player to watch. In fact, Lewis may have got just a fraction of a touch on that, but said he couldn't call that as any chance at all. Probably just brushed the finger in.
Good shot from Ramesh Raja. Seen some wonderful stroke play in this test match, and that's as good as anything we've seen.
Yes, no great flourish, right? Just a matter of bringing the bat down straight, probably just gripping it a little bit tighter at the moment of impact. Just a solid push, and I mean, really perfectly timed, but that's what you can do on a hard wicket with a bit of pace in it.
Asif Mushtaba is 13, and he looks pretty good to me. He's not what you'd call a fashionable batsman. He's a hard worker, but his technique is good. He looks to me to have a lot of courage. He's also very quick to seize on the loose delivery. Just like that.
Yes, like most left-handers, give him a little bit of width. And that's the result. Beautifully played, square cut.
Oh, nicely played. A little bit of tennis, but there has been high bounce, but Ramiz has not been bothered by the speed of it, and he just plunked it over the net. 4 runs. That's beautifully played. That was most elegant, and he waited for the ball. Beautiful stroke.
Yes, and I think Ramiz, who has been scoring his runs in a very attractive fashion, here shows after playing that previous delivery, which was a short pitch one in a tennis fashion, this one onto his legs, one of his very strong points, very elegantly turning his wrist, glancing it, playing it very fine, picking up 4 more runs.
That's a lovely shot. Almost with disdain. Swayed onto the back foot, and that bottom hand came through pretty sharply. Well, it was, I was going to say a great stop. I think it actually just hit Michael Atherton, and rather painfully too. Almost couldn't get out of the way.
Yes, I think that's what has happened. It bounced awkwardly for him. He was, at least he did everything right. He got his body behind the ball.
So this is Munton now to the left-handed Asif Mushtaba.
Oh, he's dropped him. Graham Gooch, knee-high. And that's the second chance that Munton's had put down in the match, and that was straightforward.
Well, I've said in the last few test matches, I think Graham Gooch, unfortunately now, is no more than a 50-50 man at slip, and that's not good enough at international level. This is a straightforward, simple slip catch as they go. Nice height, didn't have to turn the hands or anything, and he never even really got 2 hands on it. I think if you watch this closely, just his right hand gets to the ball. There you are. The left hand never came up with the right, just getting 1 hand on it. So that's a big disappointment for Tim Munton. Gooch did most of his bowling at the Stretford end in the first innings. Now he's going at the Warwick Road end. That's probably because the wind, as you can see it there, is blowing across the ground, which will help him bowl the outswinger.
That's 50 for Ramiz Raja. Bounced off throwing the bat around, but settled into quite a solid innings. .76 balls and the dreaded 111 minutes and 7 fours. So final over before the break, Salisbury to bowl it and Ramiz Raja on strike. Good shot. Wasn't your classical off drive where the batsman leans into it. In fact, his weight was more or less on the back foot to give himself room to smash it as hard as he could.
Yes, he was a little bit full, really. He had to just lean back to give himself room, but it could have gone in the air, I suppose, with the shot he played, but it was a full-length ball and hit it pretty hard. So no worries about lunchtime for Ramiz Raja. Still going for his shots.
Brings up the 100. Also the 100 partnership. Takes the lead to 216. Oh, a lovely stroke there. Just stroked away. There was no real effort behind it, but an example of what timing can do. got that, just enough bat on it, so another boundary for the little man. That's his 5th. Alex Stewart there now. He's keeping wicket today as a replacement. Just see this, only a top edge, that's all it was. Just had to get a little bit of bat on it, nobody around there. Perfectly safe. And gone standing in, and it raises the possibility of him keeping wicket and being selected to do so at Headingley.
First, still to be Chris Lewis. That's in the air, but it's a terrific clip off the pads, and it's 4 runs. It all looked very casual, but it was quite powerful.
Yeah, it was a lovely time of the ball, Ramesh Raja. Again, it just helped in its way. A wristy flick, and away it goes for 4. Just a matter of using the pace of the ball, let it come onto the bat, and then turn of the wrists, and away it goes.
Tim Munton is bowling from the Stretford end. Played purely on width, just a little bit wider, attracted Ramesh Raja to play that square slashing cut. Substitute fielder Graham Lloyd retrieves the ball, but 3 more runs to Ramesh Raja. Well, that's too much of a test, I'm afraid, for Alex Stewart, poor chap. Ball kept going further and further away from him.
Even more worrying is for second slip. As you see there, normally second slip tends to watch the edge of the bat. So if he's not watching the ball all the way down, that could just rattle him under the knee.
Difficult to know how it got through Stewart, although it may momentarily have been unsighted, but even more difficult to know how it missed the off stump. Gooch himself is on now. That's a remarkable piece of cricket from Devon Malcolm. Cameron made quite a decent save, a slight fumble, and then he threw it in from what seemed to be a kneeling position, almost over the top of the stumps, on the longest part of the ground. What a beautiful pair of hands. That's a splendid catch from Graham Hick. Well bowled by Lewis. Ramesh Raja out for 88. But that was a top-class catch from one of the best close-in catches in the world.
Yes, a very good innings came to an end there by Ramesh Raja. Good line, good length. Didn't do a lot the ball. The catch. Excellent. People talk about Graham Hick's batting and not making too many runs, but they must never forget his catching. Very high quality catching.
It's a very good innings from Ramesh Raja. He's in good form in this series. By the arrival of his skipper. Mushtabar has lashed out at Lewis. Good shot. Picked it up nicely on the onside.
Yes, Asif Mushtabar probably doesn't have the range of strokes of some of his illustrious colleagues.
Well done. Well done. That's two really good catches taken to get rid of Ramiz Raja and Asif Mushtaba. Michael Atherton at slip, following on Graham Hick, and now it's 148 for 3. 40 for Asif Mushtaba, 157 balls, but a fine catch.
Yes, nice bowling by Chris Lewis, good spell by him, when the batsman wide and the ball quite low. Not easy for Michael Atherton, got down quite quickly there. At one stage it looked as if he might have been going the wrong way. Salim Malik, the new batsman. If you watch Michael Atherton here, how low he has to get down to the ball. And that catch by Michael Atherton just might be a pointer to who will fill slip for England in the next Test match at Leeds.
Very, very wide. Go down as 4 byes against Alex Stewart.
Well, most wicketkeepers are pretty agreed when they let byes through, but I don't think Alex Stewart could be too upset with that. It was way down the leg side. And
Beautifully executed stroke once again. Salim Malik. Now at the Warwick Road end, it's going to be Ian Salisbury, the over-the-wrist spinner. Javed Miandad is just the fellow to counter any field placings out there. And once again, same spot. So that'll need an adjustment from Graham Gooch. Slightly over-pitched and a beautiful stroke from Javed. Classic drive through extra cut. Is going to be a very tough customer for Salisbury to bowl to. He's such a wonderful improviser. I wouldn't think that was outside leg stump. Wonderful improvisation. Salisbury needs to keep working on his leg break. That is the stop ball for the over-the-wrist spinner, the right-hander. Needs to be to be able to pitch it exactly where he wants, so the batsman's not able to take liberties with it. So far, Javed has scored runs from Salisbury from balls that are actually quite good deliveries.
And as we see here, really there's nothing much wrong with the ball. It's just that when you're bowling to batsmen of this caliber at this level of cricket, the margin of error is so small. Here's Salisbury, who is learning how tough it is to play this level of cricket. Certainly showed that he has the heart, he has the temperament, and the way he bowled in the first test that he played at Lords certainly shows that he is capable of lasting in this at this level of cricket, and I'm sure we'll see more of him, and he'll be a much improved player. Graham Gooch, who got Salim Malik's wicket in the first inning.
It's one of the slowest of the slow balls, the change of pace.
And Salim Malik did well really to reach it and then to middle it.
Yeah, that's a good shot. He hit it on the up, but it was such a beautiful, wristy stroke. Bowler for an instant would have thought he had a chance there. What a shot.
Certainly nothing wrong with the ball. In fact, it was a very good delivery. But Salim Malik on the up, waiting for the ball, and then not only timing it, but making absolutely sure of picking up the gap. 4 more runs to him, takes him to 16.
The captain has slipped one back between bat and pad. And he's gone down now to tell them about it. I'm not surprised. It's an absolute corker.
Well, he's done it again. I mean, I'm sure that's what he must be telling his colleagues, because in the first innings, very similar delivery, very similar shot, same result. And here again, Salim Malik, bowled Gooch, 16. And I'm sure that's what Graham Gooch has gone to tell his colleagues. Ball coming in, made it look so simple through the gap. And in the first innings, it was on the back foot, and here it's on the front foot.
Little inside edge. Just, well, it wasn't the inside edge of the middle stump, but it was right plumb bang in the middle.
Well, he's been looking for that. And that's a big hit.
Well, I said I didn't think Wasim could restrain himself for too long against a leg spinner in a situation like this. And so it proved. Beautiful straight hit there.
With Graham Gooch. Oh, well. A good bit of slip fielding. That can only happen in the last hour of a dead test match. A bouncer with your keeper standing up.
In actual fact, he doesn't bowl a bad bouncer, doesn't Gooch? He bowled in the first innings, but that was a brilliant take by Atherton, really. He'd already gone across when he saw the ball in there, then had to dive back to his left.
Well, that was a good shot and a terrific attempt at a catch. Hit with enormous power.
Yes, a powerful strike this by Wasim Akram. Not easy, those catches above your head when they're going quickly, because with your hands above your head, you can't give so easily. To cushion the impact of the ball into your hands.
And he's got another wicket. And Graham Gooch really has bowled with great intelligence. He really has, because he's varied his pace and line, mixed up the in-swinger, the away swinger, thrown in an off-spinner. We've seen one bouncer, and there's a second wicket for him, and his 5th wicket in the match.
Well, it was beautifully bowled by Graham Gooch, slightly slower. Little outswing there, just drifting away, tempting Wasim Akram to flash it a quite wide delivery. A nice, easy, simple, almost slow motion catch for Michael Atherton. New batsman, Moin Khan.
Well, Moin Khan taking that long hop as a present. Didn't middle it, but worth 3.
Well, that's quite right. When you come into bat, you've got to take the runs as they come. Well, this is a nice shot, uses his feet really well. It should have been stopped, but the youngster, young Lloyd there, fielding it, or misfielding it, a little lack of concentration.
And a short one. Malin Card, he's prepared to have a go at them, but he hasn't middle either of the two he's had. Nice little cut from the Pakistan captain. Tim Munton just won't get there. That might be the end of the match. Let's see what Javid's going to do, and is. So Javid has applied the declaration, which is purely a technical one, and a very low-key finish to a match that had plenty of high points, plenty of excitement, and some unsavoury incidents nearly 24 hours ago.
Indeed there were, but we'll come back to those a little later. Pakistan's second innings, 239 for 5. Amir Sohail out for one of only 3 players to make a double century in the first innings and a single in the second of a test match. Ramesh Raja played really well for his 88, Asif Mushtaba for 40. Javed Miandade remained unbeaten on 45, Salim Malik 16, Wasim Akram 13, and Moin Khan at the end had an unbeaten 11. 25 extras, 239 for 5, and the bowling figures for England, an outstanding effort from Lewis, 3 for 46, and Gooch once again taking wickets and bowling well where not everyone else was able to do so. Salisbury will have gained experience there, 13 overs, no maiden, none for 67. So this is the story of the match, or the statistical story of the match. Pakistan 505 for 9 declared, and 239 for 5 declared, and England 390 all out. The match drawn, Pakistan lead the series 1-0 in the light of that splendid win they had at Lord's over England in the very exciting 4-day game. Well, they had a select list of cricketers, Pakistan players, to have played the highest test innings in England. He is now 4th on that list, and Tony Lewis talked with him shortly after the close of play.
Oh, isn't it strange that we were talking about you getting 200 in a test match at Lord's?
Yeah, that was strange, and you told me to get a 200 at Lord's, but I played a terrible stroke, and I missed that. I'm glad I've done it now.
The pitch, it looked a good pitch. You played some marvellous strokes.
Yeah, the wicket was quite hard, and sort of suited to my technique, and I enjoyed it.
Did you learn your cricket in Lahore?
Yeah.
Who taught you? I mean, where did you learn?
There was no coaching. I mean, it's very sad we don't have many coaches around. So there was a bit of coaching when I joined Habib Bank, and Javed Miandade used to tell me about, and Salim Malik always helped, and that's how it is.
This is your first test series. What are your impressions of test cricket?
Good.
Easy game?
Not really, not easy. I mean, I wouldn't say that after getting 200 runs. I wouldn't say that it's easy. I mean, you have to work hard.
Did you have to work out hard there today?
Not really, not really. I mean, in each and every over they used to bowl a bad ball, so I kept on getting runs. So that was easy, quite easy.
Do you find it strange to think now that you are high among the Pakistan cricketers who scored runs in this country?
I'm glad about it.
You sound confident enough to get another 200 next time out.
Well, I'll try my best. I'll try my best. Yeah.
And what about the England bowlers?
Chris Lewis has impressed me quite a lot, because, I mean, he always bowls in his limits, and doesn't give too many bad balls. So it's quite good. Devon Malcolm, he's all right. Salisbury bowls well.
And he's young too. It must be quite pleasant to see young cricketers on both sides.
That's right.
Well, congratulations from us, and we wish you well, of course, but not too well.
Thank you.
8,154. Geoffrey Boycott 8,114. Colin Cowdrey, 7.624, and Graham Gooch playing in this match also 7,357. A wonderful performance from David Gower in his comeback match, and during the tea interval, Tony Lewis talked with both Gower and Geoffrey Boycott.
Well, it's been a longish wait. I mean, it goes back almost 2 years when we were last in Australia, where I was getting close to achieving it. And it all went sadly wrong the last 2 test matches in Australia. Then there was a bit of a hiatus last summer. And to get back in the side now was, in itself, was an achievement, which I was actually quite happy about, quite proud about. And with that tantalising target just away there, I mean, I know this man is rightly very proud of it. And it's, you know, I'm actually proud to have overtaken someone of Geoffrey's status and stature. So it was there, but it was then, so the important thing that I was trying to say before the game was that fine, it'd be lovely to go past it, but ideally it means you're going to get more runs. That the target as a batsman in this game is to get some proper runs, some proper score.
It is a fair theory, though, to say that all great run getters or getters of lots of runs have to be by nature selfish.
No, I don't agree with that. I will answer that. I don't think you have to, do you, Dave? You'd be single-minded, that's true. But I think that's a misuse of a word by many of the members of the press who are here taking note of what David's saying, and probably I am. I mean, you need a totally dedicated professional like David and a sort of flair player like me, don't you? You know, in your team. So, I mean, it's very important, that.
Well, David, congratulations. Thanks for joining us in the tea interval. And the best of luck for the rest of the game, which you emphasise, of course, is quite important.
Well, it's still going on, yes. Thank you. Thank you, Geoffrey.
A handshake there between David Gower and Geoffrey Boycott, the new record holder and the old, and a nice interview with Tony Lewis. Well, that was the highlight of the day for me. The low light came with the altercation between the Pakistan players and umpire Roy Palmer late in the day.
In July.